Welcome back, dearest travelers. We are here for episode 2 of our GMLess playthrough of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your host, Nick, who is apparently the GM because I forgot to change that, and over there is not Rosen, but Jericho playing the character of Van, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. Yeah, it's Vaughn.
Vaughn. My mistake. I just see the V and I immediately think, So, for those of you that have been here before, or that have not been here before, we are playing off of this oracle. On each of our turns, we will get 4 questions on the middle oracle between us. Those questions must be yes or no when we roll on a d6. We then follow exactly what it says. So if I ask, is it snowing, and roll a 3, it is no buts. It is not snowing, but it may snow soon. Something along that line. In the description, as long as detailed sometimes in the chat, you can find the rules on how to participate and how you can completely interact with us without us asking for it. You can change the game on us. We will ask for audience participation every now and then. But in the meantime, I will be playing Samantha. I am a human bard, somewhat cowardly, but a musician in her mind alone. And you are playing Vaughn. Can you tell us a brief thing about Vaughn, Jericho?
Yes. Yes, Vaughn is a male copper dragon or dragonborn rogue. He's obviously, like he was shown before, he's not afraid to, defend himself. But he values life more so than others. That doesn't mean he won't take it. It's just that he won't take it lightly.
Well, if he values it, he'll take it for himself, right? We collect the things we find most interesting.
Yeah.
I have done some audio balancing outside of this in an attempt to make sure we don't scare any dogs like last time, so hopefully it should be fine and a lot better. Hey, my dragon hoards human lives. That's amazing, Megboo. That's actually pretty good. That's like one of those bumper stickers, like my other car is a dragon, but that's funny. So where we left off is Samantha and Vaughn have just left Pope Enigma. They are tasked with traveling across the land to get to, and I will bring up the map right now. They are tasked with traveling from this, as of yet, unnamed kingdom swallowed by ice, traveling across the world to get to the Sintran theocracy. At this particular moment, we are trying to find out why a former pope has become a lich. But the world covered in ice is a massive danger to us. And as it gets darker, it will become even more dangerous. But that is a problem for later. Without hesitation, we will begin. I will set the scene and take first turn. It's been about, we'll say, 30 minutes since the 2 left that man behind. About 30 minutes since the other one, the burglar, watched and left. Samantha walks with her hood on. It cups her orange-red hair, the side of her face, and she's shrunken into herself, holding both sides of her arms as she trudges through the snow. At this particular moment, no, it is not snowing, but the wind lends a heavy chill, despite her wool shirt. Vaughn walks beside her. The two have kept pace, a rather easy pace, for the moment. But something comes up ahead. Something unexpected, shall we say. At this particular moment, we are going to make the first rolls of the game. I'm going to roll a d20. Vaughn, I'm going to have you roll a d20. And anybody in the audience that would like to participate in this roll, go ahead and type in !roll space 20. And that number will contribute to the rolls we are making now.
All right, let's go. First roll of the stream.
Mine is an 18.
I rolled a 3.
You did indeed, which makes for a total of 21. And we have an 8 for 29. I will be bringing up the random encounter that is happening at this particular moment. For 29. And this is what we find. A rock outcropping had a niche carved into the rock. Inside that niche is a small irregular rock that can be identified with the right skills as blank I will not say. There are a number of bones in front of the niche, suggesting an offering. Some of the bones can be identified as human in nature. The overall effect is that it is a shrine to blank. Well, I think we have an interesting starting point. Something a bit more unique. Did you expect to start this off with bodies?
Certainly not. But anything goes at this point.
That's the fun part about it.
Oh, yeah.
Skeletal bodies. This pile of sacks will represent the rock in the center. We'll say that a mass of rock, you can't see the full thing, but it is a crag of sorts, protects us from the wind. So at this particular moment, we are protected from that wind. Few steps into it, and Samantha stops in place. What the hell is that?
That's a very good question. How far are we from town?
We've walked only an hour. I'm going to say, let's just say 2 miles to be safe.
He looks at the rock and then at the... And these are bodies or skeletons?
Skeletons. We'll say they're skeletons.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and make an investigation check. I want to see how old these bodies are. I mean, obviously they're skeletons, so let's say not looking for age. Let's say we're trying to find out what killed these bodies. I'm going to see if there's any actual damage to the skeletons. My investigation is -1 because apparently I'm not very bright. So here we go. 20 minus 1.
Vaughn is going to do the same. He's
8.
gonna get close to the bodies and start looking them over. More so from a professional curiosity than anything else. And he has a +4 to investigation. So there it is. So I rolled a 20 in total.
So we'll say that as you check them, you find a telltale marking, perhaps a carving within the bone somewhere along the, say the shoulder blade. Somewhere around the shoulder blade is like a very distinct carving. We'll call it a, let me actually look in here. I'm just going to pull out a card, and whatever it tells me is whatever we go with. A song note is carved into this man's shoulder bone.
A song note.
Yes, a music note, not a song note. A music note is carved into this man's shoulder bone.
Vaughn is gonna look over the skeleton. He's gonna run his finger over the carvings, and then look over at Samantha.
This guy's dead. Oh, you found something. She kneels down in the snow and looks down, because I'm saying down multiple times in this thread.
He at first he's still shocked by what he sees, and then now it's like, yeah, either this person carved a music note into his bones when he was alive, or this was done after the fact. He's gonna look over the skeleton that he's over, and then he's gonna move to another closest one and start looking through them, see if that one has the same type of markings.
You don't have to make an investigation check because you know where to look, and you do find the same musical note. I'm going to make a medicine check, which is a +2. I'm aiming for... I didn't say what I was aiming for. I was aiming for 12. I did not make it. I don't know. Samantha runs a hand alongside of it. She stands up and looks back, glancing towards the distant town. It's hard to see because from her perspective, it's nothing but an icy wasteland, hills and frost. We're not that far out of town.
No, we're not. And if people were missing, we would have known. Crap.
She walks to the strange stone in the center. It is misshapen, yet somehow deliberate. It almost looks like a liquid it splashed out, and in the middle of splashing, it froze. But it's not water. It's clearly some sort of dark stone.
What do you think it is?
She looks around this little crag that you're both standing in. I don't know. But there's bodies around it. Detect magic. Everybody's favorite D&D spell, right? And detect magic does, for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. So, I use detect magic. Is the stone sitting in front of me? Is it actually magic? Will it give off a magical aura? This is the first question of my 4. No, it's not giving off magic. In fact, I sense no magic around here. Which is odd because you should be sensing magic. Remember, the ice itself is magical in nature. So within the 30 feet of this area, I don't sense magic. She holds out her hand, attempting to loose a bit of her own mana into the air to lace and feel around, and as she does, she feels nothing. In fact, the moment the mana leaves her hand, it ceases to give off any sort of heat, shall we say. She looks at her hand, her trembling fingers, despite the fact that they're gloved.
What happened?
I don't feel the magic.
He looks over at her a little bit perplexed. It's like, what do you mean you don't feel the magic?
I tried detecting magic, but the moment it left my hands, it's gone. I don't feel anything here.
Gonna look at her and then look towards the stone. He's gonna walk closer to it. You think this is negating, or something's negating magic? I
She
mean, this
glances
entire
around, looks a bit, and then immediately turns around. She walks a bit. She knows, right? Because she's trained in this magic thing, in sensing magic. She knows it should be 30 feet. So she goes 30 feet away from it, and she stops. Detect magic is a first level spell. I hate to use up all my spell slots doing this, but I mean, it's an investigation scene. I have 2 spell slots, and she uses detect magic. I'm going to roll and ask if she senses the magic in this one. I'm going to roll 2d6s as a likely and lean towards yes. So here comes the roll. No. No, she doesn't sense magic. And as she looses it again, it vanishes. She looks back and shouts to the wind, "That's a full 60 feet and nothing!"
he's
He strolls back over. I believe that is my 3rd question, so there are 2 more. No, my 2nd question it should be, so 2 more.
yes. He's gonna look at her. Or look at her over, very confused. Then he's gonna look at the rock. He's gonna take off his glove and press his hand against the side of the rock.
Okay, I'm going to roll and ask if this hurts as you touch it. So my 3rd
All right.
question, and I'm just going to make that a neutral roll. So does it hurt as Jericho touches it? No. And so you take the glove off, you feel the cold, the chill around you as you reach out and place a hand on the weird, not brittle, but cragged, rigid stone. You feel every strange groove. And for a brief moment, where your hand is, this isn't gonna count towards the roll. I'm just gonna roll a d6 real quick. 2 feet around the area. 2 feet of the rock. It's warm. Not warm like heat, like it's giving off a heat source, but like the frigid eternal tundra. Can't seem to reach it.
He looks over. He looks over at her, then at the rock.
What?
It's warm.
What do you mean it's warm?
Touch it. It's warm. It's like it's not being affected by this storm.
She pulls off the wool glove and touches it. Gods, you're right.
He's gonna look over the rock and start trying to kind of measure it out. How big is it? Let me do the clarifying question to the oracle. Is it big enough to carry? And I'll leave it towards neutral. So is this big enough to carry? 3. No.
No
It's definitely not
buts.
big enough to carry. It's too big, almost a boulder. But looking into it, there you both Samantha and Bon can see there's cracks on it, and then there's smaller rocks around it, pieces of it.
You got that information. I'm gonna just roll real quick on perception check to see if Samantha catches it. I'll give her advantage because you would obviously look over and she's gonna follow your direction. I just don't want to give it too easy for her. So she has a perception of +4. I'm gonna say 12. 14. So she hits. Broken pieces, she says. She steps over to one and then stops. We'll say it's a small shard, fits in the palm of her hand. It's warm. She puts the glove on over it, like it was one of those little hot hands packs you used when you're pushing carts out in the snow. Why musical notes? She kneels down and picks up another piece with her glove hand. Does it do anything when she hums? That's my final question right here. Does it do anything when she hums at it? Yes. And it lights up. And when it lights up, it actually generates heat within her hand. One more, just a quick clarification question. I'll use it as one of yours. Does it burn her? Does it heat up and burn her? It heats up, but does it burn her? Yes, it burns her. Fuck! She rips off the glove and it falls into the snow. And when both of the pieces, the one that she was holding, you see it cinch her glove, but there's a burn mark in her hand. And when the one in her palm hits the ground, it sizzles through the snow.
He'll seeing that she recoils with pain, he's gonna rush over to her. Like, what happened? Holy
Hot. It's. She looks down at the snow. What the fuck am I doing? And scoops up a handful. You hear the sizzle.
holy crap.
That's, something else. Pass, by the way.
He's gonna move and look at the rock that she just dropped. Is it glowing in any way?
Yes, I did say that it was glowing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. He's gonna look at it over for a couple of minutes and let it sizzle, and then he's gonna move to one of the corpses and look at the note. He's going to see if the notes are all different or are they the same on the skeletons.
It's a good
I'm gonna
question.
leave it at neutral. No. So they're not different. They're the same. However, being the same notes, they're located in different parts of the what's it called on the ladder, the musical ladder note.
The steps, I think.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear it,
different
it's like
steps.
half step up or down when I tune guitar.
Yeah. So he's gonna move from one corpse to another, and then he's gonna look over at Samantha. How's your hand? It's still stinging?
Hurts a bit. Clarification question. My second one. How long does it sting? Is it still stinging is a better question. No. So it doesn't sting very long. No, it's fine. But there is a burn mark there.
That must have been some intense heat. He's gonna walk over to the same rock that she dropped and he's gonna put his hand close to it. He's gonna see if it's still hot, too hot to touch. Judging that it may be magical, he's gonna lean towards yes. Yes, it is still hot. However, because it was dropped into the snow, it's still hot, still warm, uh, but not hot enough to do damage. So at this point, Vaughn moves and grabs it using
Careful,
a
careful,
leather
careful.
claw. It's all right. It's not. It's cooling down, sort of.
Okay.
He's gonna move over and kind of take out a leather piece somewhere from pocket and grab it and keep it in that. I did notice something on the bodies though, on the skeletons. The notes are not the same.
They're not? Here,
Let me
let me
rephrase
see.
that. Yeah, let me rephrase that. It's the same note, just different. Not being musically inclined, he kind of struggles trying to say what it is.
They're not the same note. The symbol's the same, idiot.
I
But
figured
they're
you would
different
know more
places
than I
on the
would.
scale. Doesn't look like the first one at all. She points. Check the one over there.
All right, he moves and checks it. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I think Orville just hit the wrong button.
Damn it, Orville. To the raptor cages.
To the raptor cages. Is it the same one?
No. No, it's not. They're different. All three of these are different. Actually, let me leave that to the Oracle. Are they all different notes?
No.
No. So at least this one looks the same as the other one over there.
I think I could play it. I mean, it's only 3 notes. 2 notes, but... Hold on now. She sets her back down and pulls out her lute.
Not to make it this any difficult or anything, but do you think it's gonna matter if you played in any random sequence?
There's really only one way to find out. I have a musical instrument that's been played by the gods. The funny part is when I do this, it pisses off my cat. So I don't even know if the batteries still work. So here are just random notes. Did it even pick up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry for anybody who had to hear that. So I play the 3 notes. Just back it up a little bit. No, you have to hear it at its full glory.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll new. No, since this is magical, I'm gonna roll towards likely.
That is a no but.
No, but nothing does happen yet. However,
Oh, yeah, Megwu has a point. It could be the wrong combination of notes.
ooh, wrong combination. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me try again. Here, I'll be a little bit further from the microphone this time. Did that do anything?
Let me ask that. Gonna roll it towards likely. Yes, and it's
Intervention.
6. Yeah.
For those of you paying attention on screen, right beneath the word Oracle is a sword. That will be our intervention count. I will be adding to it up to 3 swords. Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
You're good. You're good. When Samantha plays the notes, this time in the right order, the skeletons start to shake.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah. He's gonna back up towards her and draw his rapier. All right. Last question is: are they hostile? I'm gonna leave it towards neutral. No. Huh. Okay.
No buts.
No,
They're
but
not hostile buts.
they're not hostile as they start getting up. Their eyes glow with the same redness, same magic as the stone. They all look towards Samantha. They
He
hiss,
did it.
but they don't move.
She's holding a sword in her right hand and the neck of the lute in the left.
I'm gonna ask a clarifying question if that's right. It's like, do they talk?
Are skeletons in D&D capable of speech?
Depends on the skeleton, I think. Like, it really does depend on who we're talking about. This one's not, however. It's straight. The Oracle decided it's straight up no. They're just standing there, watching both of them, both Vaughn and Samantha. Vaughn kind
And they're
of
menacingly.
moves over in between Samantha and the skeleton. The skeleton turns to him and watches him, but doesn't do anything as the other ones start marching next to the other skeleton. Isn't this the part of the story where they start attacking?
Well, if I was the one telling it, yes. My bag's out there to the right. In the stone.
Well, you're the one that made the notes. Maybe they're under your command?
Do you understand me? They're magical in nature, and they were activated by magic, so I'm going to lean it towards yes and roll 2 dice for this. That's a d4, I think. No, that's a d6. Cool. Here's the second one, and here's the roll. In unison, because of that 5, they all nod yes.
Ooh.
Okay. She looks over to you.
They under your control?
Jericho. Vaughn.
Yeah.
The ice is growing. She walks around you to the skeleton. They have musical notes carved into them. Ice is growing in Sindran. Necromancers. I think they're part of the ice. She looks down at the rock. I've never seen anything like that.
I certainly haven't.
Are there more of you? She asks. They all shake their heads no. Is your power tied to the rock? They are not powered by the rock, but through the rock. One of them illustrates this. It walks out. We've already established the 30 feet. We already established 60 feet, so we'll say... And when it hits 7, it's off the map completely. The skeleton crumbles. One of the skeletons picks up a shard, goes about halfway to that other skeleton, and then that one stands back up. They need to be close to the rock to stay alive. Did someone leave you here? Yes. They all just nod yes in unison.
You think they're being set up?
Set up for what? She picks up her backpack so it's not just laying there.
Well, there has to be a reason for them to be just being laying there. There's no reason for them to just be left here. The city's not too far from here either.
You know what? Maybe they try to set this up as a camp. You're right. If it's not far from the city, not only the city, she looks and points at you. That's the back entrance. The back entrance to Enigma's castle, her compound. Look around. Maybe there's signs of a camp. Somebody was here before us, obviously. How long were they here? I'm going to run a perception check. Did we find anything in the ice saying that there was something here before us?
I'm gonna also
I
roll a
succeed.
perception.
I didn't say the number. 14 is what the number is.
All right, my perception is a +4. I didn't see anything because of the snow. Because I rolled
There.
a 4.
There, right there. She points a little excited and walks over to one of the closer portions of the stone rock. Stone rock, yeah, I'm fucking descriptive, son.
Yeah, Von
of the stone
Von
wall.
sees her. Von sees her pointing, and then he follows. Is there a
L-
camp or anything?
Look at the indentation in the snow. Slightly raised around here. And it's protected from the wind. There was a tent here. You can see where they hammered in the spikes. That's why the stone was broken. Maybe they tried to take pieces of it with them. Maybe we can take pieces with us.
Honestly, I don't see why not.
I'm going to roll a 20. Anybody in the audience would like to roll a d4? That is exclamation mark roll space the number 4. So here's my 20. See if anybody joins in on that roll in a second while I drink some water. We have 1 for a total of 3. So at this particular moment, we are at 12. And 12 it is. It requires a strength check of 12 to break off a piece of stone. Maybe we can take a piece of it with us.
Could be. If not, I can break it. I have a hammer and some spikes.
That works too.
He's gonna move to the rock and kind of follow one of the cracks on it. He's going to grab his backpack and take one of the buttons or the spikes and kind of place it against the crack and start hammering it in with the hammer that he takes off.
You give it a nice little tap, tap, tap. Just tap it in.
Yeah, I don't have any strength, but that's just gonna be a d20 roll.
I'll give you an advantage on it, and we'll make it 10 instead.
All right, so 2d20s. Ooh, natural 20.
Crack! The rock breaks in pieces. I believe I have one more. My final question is going to be, does breaking the rock destroy the spell? No, but splitting it in half weakens it. We'll say one of the skeletons just crumbles. This one.
Well, at least with that, we know it can be destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, it can.
He'll move over and start picking up some of the pieces. Worst comes to worst, we can always use it to light up a fire or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. She grabs a few she's about to stick it in her pack, but then she puts a bunch of shards in her tinder box and closes it.
Halfway through putting it in the backpack, he nods as he's putting some on the tinder box on his end. He look over to the stone and then towards the skeletons. Well, by all rights, they're kind of under your command.
Yeah, by all rights, walking through a frozen wasteland where no one trusts each other, and then crossing the entire fucking planet with 2 skeletons at my back doesn't sound like the friendliest thing to do.
It doesn't, yeah.
Look, here, just to be safe, you take one chunk, I'll take this chunk.
All right.
Will you listen to him? Clarification question, will it listen to you? He's not rolling. That's probably it right there. It shakes its head. Well then.
It probably needs some sort of instrument like you did. Well, worst comes to worst, we can always have him walk into the lake and stay there.
Sure. All we need is a machete-wielding psycho at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very easy. Fuck it. Shut up and listen. We'll have them follow us if anything comes into town or something. We'll have them wait aside. But you have your rock, I have mine. We should keep going and pass along.
He starts making his way towards the destination that we're going.
Pandora Lotus totally understood what I was going for.
My first question is gonna be after 60 feet of them going from the area they were at, do the skeletons remain up?
Good question.
Oh, that's second 6.
Indeed it is.
And yes, it does. So not only do they remain active, these shards that both Samantha and Vaughn have continue to feed whatever magic is feeding into them. So there really isn't any worry about them just collapsing out of nowhere.
No, just us.
Yeah, more than likely.
Where are we even going? Samantha says. We just sort of left without a destination in mind. I guess I got distracted by dipshit back there. The skeleton shirks. Not you. Not shrugs, not shirks. Not you. There was a jackass way back when. Some sort of jackass hotman.
Oh, we're still heading to the other theocracy to try to figure out what happened to the Pope.
Clarification question. Are there any ruins nearby? No. We're just in a plain tundra because we walked out into the middle of nowhere. Vaughn had been thinking. Hold on. She causes the two of you to stop.
Yeah. What?
She draws a little closer to you, afraid that the wind will steal away what she has to whisper. Listen, I know Corvus. I've worked with him. I've worked with Enigma for years. I know you were just attacked. We were just attacked. But they have an idea. They know what's happening, and as arbiters, maybe we should be using our resources to stop what's happening here. I know they want to get us out of here. I know they think sending us across the damn planet is the best thing to do. But you know how long it's going to take us? How long it's going to take us just to get across the league by itself?
Yeah.
Vaughn, this is the type of journey that takes years. I mean, we're already hanging on by a thread, buddy. What if there's not a kingdom or a pope or a captain left to come back to? Shouldn't we stay here and try to solve this? I remember when this was actually, I don't know where we are. What, a field, I guess?
He looks around. I'll ask a question. Does he remember what it was? No.
Yes, and
Yes.
that is the third intervention, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You're right. It is. All right. So
Switching over to the intervention scene.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird question to have an intervention on.
Yeah.
Like, of all the things that would spawn some sort of whack intervention, it's that.
Let's see. Let's roll a d6 here. Boom. A 5. Regress plot.
So whatever is happening right now, whatever you develop, the plot is going to step backwards. At this particular moment, we have two plots going on. The main overall plot is we are going to Sintran, but the plot of this scene that we're having now is Samantha is bringing up that maybe we shouldn't leave.
He looks around and stands there for a moment. I'm going to roll an intelligence saving throw for this because it has to do with memory. And since everything is magic, I'm gonna have it a little bit high, so it's gonna be a 15. No, 13. He looks around and he starts thinking, and Samantha could tell that he's thinking hard. I don't remember what this was.
Clarification question. Did you forget because of magic? Because of the ice overtaking this place?
Ooh, yep.
I'm going to make it likely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oracle is yes. 5.
He looks around. I don't remember.
Yeah, you know,
I don't.
now that you mentioned it, I don't even remember that crag back there.
He nods, looking around over. I know it's something vast. I don't even remember things before the snow, and
you're right. I don't even remember the name of this place. Ah, see, we just covered why Antarctica doesn't have a name. Sometimes things just work out.
They do work out. he look over around, and almost frantically he kneels down over and starts kind of moving the snow, trying to find any type of ground. I don't remember if this was just a farm, or if there were houses here,
No, couldn't
or
have been. There are no buildings. Meg just asked an interesting question. I'm going to cut back to the Oracle. Meg, would you like to roll a d6 and ask, is the ice erasing everything? A 2. The ice is not erasing everything. Good question, good question. Would have been interesting and a lot more dangerous and deadly, but
would
no,
have been
the ice is not eating everything.
not everything, just memory. Ooh. So yeah, he looks around, and after like maybe a minute of digging, he stops. Do, do you remember where you lived before the snow? So all I remember is there was snow every single.
I'm going to make an intelligence check. Let's establish this real quick right now. What do you think? Magic hard from now on? Should we say memory regarding ice? I don't know, like an 18? Or better yet, we'll do 14 base and whatever audience members roll added onto that.
That works. That
So
works.
a base of 14. Go
Yeah,
ahead, what were
base
you gonna say?
14. I was gonna say the base of 15 because that's what I rolled towards against. Because it's supposed to be hard and magic. Since it's magic, it's hard.
Well, I'm assuming 14, and I'm almost tempted to go lower because with more people rolling, it could be absurd. Like if
True.
4 people roll a 3, that's added 12 to 14 and it becomes 27. Like I doubt
Yeah,
anyone's gonna hit that.
uh, yeah. How about 13? 13 and
Okay,
whatever the
13
audience
sounds good.
rolls.
So 13. Does anybody in the audience want to roll a d4 to add on to the difficulty of the memory check for 14 or for 13? Goldfish. So I will go ahead and roll against a 13 then. So here is the 13. My intelligence is just a 1. That's my savings throw. It's actually -1. She's not very bright. And here comes the roll. For 8. Yeah, I lived in I don't remember. What the hell's going on here?
A bit of a form of dread, or kind of starts covering Von's face for a moment.
I can do that. Dread
You-
music.
Do you think it's just us?
I don't know. Maybe other people have to remember they sent someone to kill you. She looks back towards the city. I think we should go back and tell Corvus.
Yeah. They need to know. They have to know.
I don't want to say this, but how fucked up would it be if they don't remember us?
He's gonna look around and scratch his head over the side of his cheek. That would be. We should go back.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
He's gonna start moving back, almost ignoring the skeletons.
They look to each other, shrug, and continue in tow.
As they're moving, another thought comes into his mind. It's like, do you think maybe that's why they want to send us away?
But like they know?
They know, or at least they suspect that something's going on.
I feel like that's something they would have told us. Why hide that if memories are being erased of this? Then we wouldn't know to come back. Actually, do you think people outside of the ice are being affected by it too?
It's up in the wind. I can't really tell. And I'm gonna ask that to the Oracle. Are people outside of the ice being affected by memory loss? I'm gonna leave it neutral because it's outside the ice.
Yes.
Straight up
Interesting.
yes. I don't know. I'm not too versed in the ways of magical memory.
all of the stuff that I learned, it was just to make sure I didn't die. I'm gonna make a magic check. Or, not magic. Arcana. It is -1 because I am not a mortal combatant and have not unlocked my Arcana yet. I will, someday. After I kill that Australian bastard. That is a 12. I didn't give a number beforehand. I'm going to say it's 15 for the difficulty. However, as of this moment now, in my private games, I have a rule that if you don't state the number and your bonus before you roll, we re-roll. I haven't been doing that here simply because I've been distracted setting everything else up. As of this moment, though, I'm implementing that rule. Vaughn or myself, if we roll without saying the target number or our bonus, the number must be re-rolled. We never covered anything with memory. Just how to heal wounds and make strange figures in the snow.
Gotta start somewhere, I guess. I never learned anything about magic.
It's useful. Mostly.
I'll definitely give it a try at some point. He's gonna continue moving. I'm gonna roll into the Oracle. Do they encounter anybody going back? I was going to lean in towards yes. However, since there is an ice storm brewing, not a lot of people might be out. Or things either. Oh, another 5. Alright. So yes, they do encounter.
Would you like to roll a random encounter?
Sure. What do we... 47.
47 it is. Give me a second to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. During the night, bright red, green, and blue aurora speed from horizon to horizon in zipping sheets of color. The aurora provide enough light to read by, although shapes in the distance appear strange and warped by dancing color. It is currently day, however.
As they're moving up, the colors start filling up the sky. Even through the storm, even through the snow, the wind. The snow starts not glowing, but reflecting the colors of the sky. Red, blue, green. They're gentle and warm. After a while, Vaughn notices and looks up. What the hell? Do you see that, or am I hallucinating?
No, I see it.
I'm going to roll towards, and this is leaning towards yes. If these lights are also magical.
I would be surprised if they weren't.
4, yes, but they're magical. But they're going against the magic of the snow. In fact, both Samantha and Vaughn can feel an odd sensation of whatever part of their bodies is facing the sky to be warm, while the others is cold. And the sensation is very, very, very noticeable and split. The skeletons... I'm gonna roll my last roll here. Are the skeletons affected by this? And I'm gonna lean again towards yes. So take the highest. Yes, they are. They're affected, but only cosmetically. The skeletons are also glowing. They glow almost like they had an aura of them that matches the colors of the sky. Greens, reds, blues, and this shifting almost like a magical aura around them.
Samantha is going to open up the bag and check to see if her rocks are glowing. Did I use both my clarifications? I think I did.
I'll use since that was my last roll, I'll pass, but I'll use a clarification for that.
Okay.
Are they affected?
Yes,
Yes.
the rocks are glowing too.
It's almost like a fire, an aura around them. Jericho, not Jericho. I'm sorry. Van moves over and reaches in, grabbing one of them. That'll be my second and last clarification. Are they warm? Are they well? They are warm. Are they too hard to touch? No.
That's a yes, but
Oh, I misread. Sorry. They are too hot to touch, but just barely, just enough to make it uncomfortable. So he reaches in and pulls his hand up, and then grabs it again and pulls one out. Both of them can feel the warmth radiating from the rock, but it's not as hot as it was before. You
Samantha, go on.
he's gonna look out over at the sky. You think you think something's fighting against the storm?
Could be.
That's a good.
Megboo asks, is there a sound that accompanies the lights or maybe a frequency?
Oh,
So
that's a
why don't
good
we
question.
have you roll that, Megboo? Roll a 1d6 for us, and the question will be, is there a sound accompanying this? 3. No, there is no sound, but a frequency, since you said a frequency, technically. Unless you have a but you would like to use. Don't use your buts on my stream. The frequency works.
But it's not sound, but it's a frequency.
We hear that tone, a high-pitched frequency in the background, like a E noise, as if somebody just sent a flashbang in our head or an explosion shell-shocked us. The frequency begins, but I want to ask, does it start to drown out our hearing? No, it doesn't drown out our hearing, but it becomes leveled with it. It's almost like rising and dripping with the wind. It seems to ride the air out. And Samantha grimaces for a second. We gotta get inside, she says, as she points towards Enigma's secret house. That one right there.
He nods. Yeah, let's go. I don't think we want to be outside when whatever is going on is hits. There
The
it
four
is.
of
Yep.
you rush inside, trying to get away and push into Enigma's secret funhouse. You are back in the long, wide hall that granted you out, and as you get in, Samantha slams the door behind you.
Never encountered anything like that before.
The ice fades away. Or the wind fades away. Cutting off the music, we are now indoors. Get out of your house. We're inside you now. The question I'm going to ask as we barge our way into this hallway, are there guards here? Just kind of chilling and waiting. Look, I have a door. So here we go. This is what my second question, I believe, because I asked about the frequency. There are no guards, but we can see the torches of two people roving down there in the far distance. We no longer hear the eeing indoors. In fact, actually, no, let's ask that. Are we still being affected by the auras outside indoors? Yes. So the skeletons are still glowing a cacophony of colors behind us in fun little methods. Samantha glances back. Do the guards notice? I'm going to roll a perception check and make it against the 10 because that sounds nice and easy for them. +1. They definitely notice. Two people come up down the hall. A man and a woman. They see our skeletons. I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask. So question number 3, unless I messed up. It's question number 4, actually. Final question. Do they recognize us? Damn it. Yes, they recognize us.
Would have been it would have been dramatic if they didn't.
What are you lot doing back here? Enigma said you're supposed to be gone. Do you not see this, damn it? And I will pass there.
All right. Like, don't tell me that you haven't seen what's going on to the sky outside. Did you guys not see the whatever those lights are, don't you hear it? I'm gonna roll towards. I'm gonna keep it neutral. I'm gonna see if they since Samantha and Van kind of pointed it out. I'm gonna see if they notice it. No. The male guard looks at both of them over. So what are you talking about? There's nothing going on. The sky has been always this gloomy gray. Does he? Yeah, I'll ask another question. Do they notice the skeletons?
Have
Obviously,
you
I'm gonna
not
say
been
yes.
outside?
Yeah, they notice the skeletons, and the guard stops in his tracks. Looks over a little bit, and then draws his sword, rushes forward, between kind of pushing Vaughn and Samantha
I'm gonna
out
have
of
her
the
try to
way. And
catch him so that he doesn't attack the skeletons.
okay.
What do you want me to roll for that?
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. So it's just acrobatics, and DC. He's not too nimble, so it might be just 12.
Okay, DC of 12. +2 to my acrobatics. For a total of 5, I get barreled through.
Uh, Speaking of, the Vaughn is gonna do the same. He's gonna try to grab him. Nope, he doesn't. He barely manages to push both of them over, and he swings. Does he destroy one of the skeletons? No. He doesn't destroy the skeletons that he's swinging at. Not only that, his sword breaks as soon as the skeleton gets hit by the sword. The guard backs up, like, "What in the hell?" Von looks at him over. Look, this is gonna be hard to believe, but they're with us. We found them not too far from the town, just laying there. Look, there's notes on their shoulders carved. They were around a weird stone.
They're kind of under my control.
You mean to tell me that you're necromancers? He looks them both of them over. Vaughn
Bitch, I
shakes his
might
head.
be.
No kidding, right?
Samantha reaches over and just kind of, not fighting wise, she literally just grabs the sword out of the other woman's hand and like tries to pull it away.
So I'm gonna roll 2d6s to see if she lets it go. So she just lets the sword be taken.
I'm sorry if this hurts, but girl has a theory to test. She swings at the skeleton. I will ask the clarification question, does it break?
Mm-hmm.
No, but the sword itself cracks when she strikes it. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Final clarification question. The part that struck the skeleton, is it glowing? Second intervention.
Mm-hmm.
And then it fades. Oh, and I think it's related to whatever's going on outside.
So too. We kind of just discovered something on the way over, and we needed to come back just to clarify. More specifically, we found
You don't need to
and
give them a play-by-play. Get us Enigma.
the guard looks him over, and after witnessing what's been going on, nods. Come on. Keep those things close to you.
When the two of them walk away, Samantha gets close to you. Be careful who you tell about what we found. We don't need something like this getting out.
Sorry about that. I'm still flustered by what's going on, especially. He points towards the ceiling, obviously meaning the sky. He moves as he follows the soldier, well, the two guards. So they're not moved back to the chamber that they were before, but they were moved to another one, smaller, more simple one with a table and a couple chairs, fireplace on the side. The guards, both the guards tell them to wait there, and they'll either go get an enigma or completely forgot his name. I'm sorry.
Corvus.
Corvus, thank you. Or Corvus. Vaughn starts pacing back and forth. Last question, and I'm gonna lean it towards not likely. does Enigma go and meet them? Not likely. All right, so it's a 3. No. Enigma doesn't go to greet them. In fact, it's just Corvus. However, that doesn't mean that she's not listening in. That may just be knowledge for everybody but the players. Did I say that it was less likely or more likely that she would?
I think you said less likely. Because that feels
Okay.
like an Enigma thing.
Yeah, because Meg stated that I'd say that it was the opposite.
Oh, Enigma would go? Okay, I mean, I'm sure Meg was right.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go with what Meg said, and that would be. Oh, okay, my mistake. Yeah, all right.
Third intervention.
Third intervention.
Very
All
well.
right, let's see what it
Intervene.
is.
Entity positive. Something good happens to any sort of already established entity.
You know, I have a
What could it be?
I have a deck of plot twists here. I'm gonna draw like a couple cards there, and I'm gonna see what they are. And let's see. There's skeleton number 1, skeleton number 2, uh, Samantha, Von, Corvus, and then Enigma. So there's 6. I'm gonna roll a d6 and see who comes out. All right. So skeleton number 1. The skeletons move as they kind of shimmy themselves into a corner. One of them starts looking around, and then over towards Samantha. Its jaw starts moving. And then, almost like it's starting to speak. They left us around the stone that brings us life. It stands there. Still, the other one, not even noticing that the first skeleton started talking. I'm gonna roll something. I'm gonna roll to see if they remember. I'm gonna gear it towards no. No, they don't. They don't remember. In fact, they don't remember anything before they were brought back to life or animated. And yep, Meg was right. They couldn't talk. We
They could not
established
talk.
before.
However, interventions allow for a twist of the story in ways that are completely unexpected. A entity having a positive development would enable it to talk. We would just have to be able to find a reason in story to justify, because yes, you are correct. We said it can't talk. Intervention is now allowing it to talk. We have to find out a reason why.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna make my second roll here. I'm gonna gear it towards the S because everything has been going on since the Aurora happened. I'm gonna ask the Oracle to see if the aura is allowing this skeleton to talk. Since we kind of already established that they did. Gearing towards yes. No, it's not the Aurora. Van looks over at the skeleton, then at Samantha. It's like, how can you talk? It it should be physically impossible for you to talk. The skeleton shakes his head. Don't know. From this, Corvus walks in, kind of interrupting the conversation between the 4 or 3. Yeah, we established that Enigma would come in, so yeah, sure, Enigma comes in as well.
Pope Lamina,
Oh,
General Corvus.
man looks at them over. I understand that we should be heading away from this place as soon as possible, but however, within a couple hours that we were marching away, there has been a development.
Samantha gestures to the corner with the skeletons. A pretty big one.
Having seen the skeletons on the other side of the room, as soon as he enters, Corvus kind of grabs at his sword. Would you like to explain yourselves?
They're on our side, but I don't think I have to explain. They were just telling us.
Corvus looks over to you. What do you mean telling you? Undead can't talk.
Well, you want to clear that up for us? Because right now you're kind of making me look like I'm crazy.
The skeleton that can't talk steps forward. I can. It's new. He almost stumbles trying to get the words or the energy to get the words. Enigma looks over both, more intrigued than scared. The skeleton looks over at both of them. Enigma looks over at the skeleton. Well, I can tell this is no trick. And do you know what makes you speak? The skeleton shakes his head. Do you know who you were before this? We already established that they didn't. So the skeleton shakes his head again. No. My earliest memories is when Samantha played the song on our shoulder.
There was another one of them. He crumbled when we brought him. We found a stone outside of the city.
Yeah. As soon as she mentions the stone, Von takes out his backpack and the tinderbox and opens it up, showing the glowing stones. I'm gonna ask my third question is, does Corvus and Enigma know that the Aurora is outside? I was gonna say if I should roll for them separately or together.
Separately probably works best.
Yeah.
Count
Alright,
it as
I'll
one question, but roll twice.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is gonna be neutral first. This is gonna be for Corvus. Does he know? Yes.
Yes.
He's seen it. Now it's gonna be for Enigma. And judging by her precision and what she's done, I'm gonna lean it towards yes. No, but okay. Ooh, that's an interesting question. The interesting development. She doesn't. So the Corvus looks over at both of them. So do you mean the sun change in colors in the sky?
The lights that kind of match these things right here.
Mm. Yes, I've noticed the fact that there's been changes. Enigma looks at them over. Unfortunately, I haven't seen this. However, I've sensed it. It's a strange warmness coming from the sky, isn't it?
And from
Almost
them. Lumina, do you remember the name of your theocracy?
I'll ask that as the final question. I'm debating between leaving it at neutral or making it not likely.
I think not likely is the more interesting one.
Yeah, especially since it's magic. No. Enigma looks over to you. Of course, She remains frozen there for a moment. I don't remember.
Corvus, do you? I'm gonna roll for him. Just clarification on it. He does remember it. We'll say it is the Thule theocracy.
The Thule theocracy? Okay. Corvus looks at them over. He strains for a little bit. It's the Thule theocracy.
That's right. I almost forgot.
I'm gonna roll another intelligence check for Von. And I'm gonna keep it at 15 again, but I'm gonna see if he does remember now that somebody mentioned the name. No, he doesn't.
I'm gonna roll at 15 to see if she recommits it to memory.
Mm.
And she has a -1. No. So after this scene is over, she's gonna forget.
Mm-hmm. Vaughn looks over at both of them. I don't remember anything before the snow. I don't remember what was outside the city. I don't remember where I lived. I don't remember what my parents did. All I remember is after.
Oh yeah, people have parents.
So I'll pass.
Enigma passes by, approaches the skeletons as Corvus takes a step forward. No, you shouldn't. General, I don't think they're here to cause us harm. We are here to serve her. He points to Samantha. Why? Do they serve her because she used song to wake up the stone? Is that why they're loyal to her?
Ooh.
No. They're not loyal to her because she had the song. They're loyal because she's the one that woke them up.
Interesting.
Because she roused us from death. And once you sleep, we serve the next Songbringer. Songbringer? I kind of like that. Samantha. The Songbringer. Don't let it go to your head, Corvus says. You don't have a title. I'm the general. Well, if I need to save on car insurance, I'll call you, but let me have my moment.
Hashtag not sponsored.
You should leave them here. We don't know what kind of threat they will be to your journey. Does she even remember the journey? For funsies, I'm going to lean it towards no.
Mm-hmm.
And then roll it. 1. She doesn't remember the journey, and the and will be that Corvus doesn't remember it either.
Okay.
You need it for your journey, for your trip. When you... Where are you going? They're supposed to go to...
I'm gonna ask an intervention question. Does Vaughn remember? Even neutral. No.
No.
No, he doesn't remember. He doesn't even remember the reason why they left in the first place. He doesn't remember anything of the meeting except that it's important that they leave.
Instead of rolling Oracle, I'm going to roll against the memory check. Established at 13. Would anybody in the audience like to roll a d4 to make this more difficult? 4. So against a 17.
17.
Here it is. I have an intelligence of -1. That means I need to hit a 19 to remember. Man, I should have just went with the roll. No. Don't be ridiculous. We literally just left because... We left because of the ice. I think. Enigma turns around. This is distressing. It is because I... Samantha glances over to you. This wasn't happening until we left, right?
You're right. Or at least that I can remember. I remember being summoned here. I remember there was a meeting. I remember leaving.
Nobody was supposed to know. You sent for me. All the way in the Emulian League. You didn't write it down? No, it was a meeting nobody was supposed to know about.
Vaughn kind of moves over. So we know there was a meeting. We know we were summoned here. We know it was important, but we don't know the meeting itself. I'm gonna ask a interesting clarifying question, and you can tell me this doesn't make sense or not. I'm gonna roll to see if the skeleton knows.
Did he hear us talk about having to go? Yeah, because they were standing there as I talked to you about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna lean it towards yes because they're magical, and they're technically they're undead. So.
True, that makes sense.
Ooh, that's a
First
6.
6.
Right. So they remember, or he remembers the one that talks.
You were heading out to the Sintren theocracy to find out why their leader killed herself. Oh, okay, I got one. I'm gonna roll it, lean it towards likely, because I don't just want to throw us into drama without the dice saying it. Because I'm pretty sure we established that he never told the Pope, our Pope Enigma, that your family was involved. But I had talked about that right in front of the skeleton. I said that they're trying to get us out so we can stay here and do something. You were almost killed. So I'm gonna roll and ask, does this skeleton just straight up say that I was talking about us staying here to solve the mystery? And have him just rat us out to the Pope. 2 dice
Ooh,
rolling towards likely, and here is the roll. A 6. Second intervention.
let's go.
Your mission was to go across the continent, but you didn't want to do that. Songbringer, you said that you were almost attacked, and that you should stay. If your general had found a way to stop the ice, you should stay and assist. You found a way to stop the ice. He glances over. The general does. Does he remember? Because that'd be an even more interesting question. Because if he doesn't remember, no one's out there to stop the ice. He remembers. He freezes when he realizes what the skeleton just said.
Maybe that's what jogged his memory.
What were you doing, Corvus, without telling me? We have an origin point for the ice, and I was going to send a group of arbiters to take care of it. Why were you sending Samantha and Vaughn away instead of having every arbiter we could take this? Intelligence points towards Vaughn's family being involved with the ice. She turns daggers in the form of a glare to you. I want to use my last question, because I'm pretty sure I have 3. That's what this dice says. To see if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is the intervention. I finally get one. Huzzah!
Yes.
Hold on. I have a stupid sound effect for when something good happens. And I don't see a better time to do it. Here we go. I finally did it. Yay. Be the change you want to see. I felt like I had to say something dramatic. Yes, you remember, but let me get my intervention in. Re-rolling that 6. Regress the plot. Okay. You remember, but we are regressing the plot. The regression to that plot is that you remember that your family was involved, but you're forgetting the part where they were fighting against it or trying to stop it. You literally just remember your family had something to do with it. So she's glaring at you, staring from across the table. For once, the wood between you is not enough. Pause. And pass. Pass, pause.
He's gonna look over at Corvus, then at her. It would assume that you were told already. The last time I ever saw my parents was when we split. Actually, I'll leave that to the Oracle. Does he remember what exactly happened?
I actually want to roll real quick on the Oracle to see if Samantha even remembers that too. Entity negative. There we go.
2, I think that's a straight up no for me.
It's a no, but for her, she doesn't remember. She just remembers like there's a reason she was mad at you.
He unless the last time I remembers we were going through the snow. Next thing this thing I know is I was here with a smaller crew.
You don't remember you? Oh wait, I'm not in charge here. Pass, I said.
Well, I'll actually let you as the question answer.
Okay.
If you're fine with that.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. You don't remember your family being involved. You don't remember your own involvement in it. You remember nothing. Almost a convenient excuse.
Yes, I know how this looks, but I don't. All I do remember is I was attacked going outside of this place, but another. Was it an arbiter, or was it just some random person?
I'm actually going to leave that. It was a random person, but with all the confusion that we have, I'm going to leave D6 clarification. Does Samantha just think it's an arbiter now?
Yeah.
First intervention. That's right, an arbiter attacked us outside when we left. Fire mage, she attacked me, thinking it was you.
Yeah, that's right. We let him live and told him to get back in before he bled out.
Who
Then
was
we
it?
made our way. All I remember was the fact that he was using some sort of fire magic.
Yeah.
He didn't give us a name. I didn't ask.
Well, we would have known him. We know the arbiters.
I'm gonna ask a question that might be just in the background, but was he sent by somebody in the keep?
Interesting question. He was paid. We did establish that.
All right, so I'll just leave it at neutral. 5.
Yes.
So that's my third question, I believe. Yes. So nobody knows that. However, he was sent by somebody in the keep. Vaughn looks at them over. He tried to ambush us. He said that he was with other people, but nobody was there. And he was specifically targeting me.
We were attacked by one, though. The other one didn't do a thing. Do we still continue the mission? And what if we get halfway across the world and forget?
I'm gonna lean it towards yes. But this is gonna be Enigma, essentially just giving out on order. If that's alright.
I would say yes from Corvus, but if Enigma just found... Well, it's hard to tell. Because if Enigma just found out your family might be involved, I feel like it could go either way with her ordering us to be involved with the ice thing now, or her telling us to continue with the mission because there must have been a reason we were sent on it, even if she doesn't remember. So, I mean,
Yeah.
whatever way you want to go with that one, that's a hard one.
I'm gonna roll a d6. Odds is gonna be her talking about sending them off in the same mission. Evens is gonna be them helping with the ice. So let's roll 4 evens.
Even
So this is going to be portraying for them helping on the ice. And should I leave it at neutral or should it leave it at more than or likely?
should we roll it at that point? Because it feels like it was like either or.
Mm-hmm. It's still, yeah, you're right. She looks at them all over. Since you're here, might as well make yourself useful. Go with the team that's going to figure out what's going on and stop this blizzard. Afterwards, report directly to me.
Do you remember who you're sending? Have you even sent them yet? Samantha asks that across the table to Corvus.
I'll roll to see if he has a list of people he's sending. No, he doesn't. Corvus looks over. To tell you the truth, I haven't been able to make a list. I was in the process of doing that before I was told that you were back. So it may take maybe an hour.
Okay.
And that was my last question, and I'll pass.
What about... She gestures past Enigma to the skeletons. Do you want us to leave them here? Enigma looks them over for a second. No, they're tied to you, Samantha. They may be related. 1 hour. Corvus, 1 hour and we will meet back in here with the others. She leaves the room. The sound of the door closing behind her seems to echo. But the skeleton left and not her. That's awesome. There we go.
Yep.
Bye.
Corvus remained, right?
Yes, Corvus stood there. I wish you hadn't talked about that, he says. She wasn't supposed to know. Low key, I'm gonna roll this, but I'm not gonna say it. Did this motherfucker hire the dudes to ghost us?
Ooh. But we did already establish that there's somebody in the keep that did it.
Yes. That's why I'm asking if it's this jackass. But the answer
No.
is no. Corvus is down with the homies.
I'll ask a clarifying question just so you can, as the audience can see, was it Enigma?
Why would she kill? I mean, that's interesting, but why? Go for it.
I'll lean in towards no.
Leave it neutral.
Neutral. All right,
Leave it neutral.
neutral
Make it
is
interesting. If she is,
3. No.
no, but she was okay with it happening.
I mean, she just found out that his parents were involved somehow, so maybe.
Well, what's the butt part? I was just saying that as a
But
joke.
see, she doesn't know who it is, but whoever it is close to. I don't want to say council because we haven't established that there is a council, but it's the theocracy. So it's maybe somebody up high, not as high as Corvus, obviously, but somebody up there.
Some sort of cardinal. I'm just throwing cardinal out because I
Ooh.
know popes have cardinals.
It could be a cardinal, yeah. Since we're in they're in a theocracy, yeah. But who is it?
We haven't met them yet.
Ooh.
I'll be quick to gather whatever people I can. But if you know anything else that you're not supposed to, it's best not to say it in front of these numbskulls. We actually don't have feeling, so we can't be numb. Shut the hell up. Orvis leaves.
Ban will look at Helmar before he leaves. He's gonna say, I'll recite myself to my room just to avoid any more problems.
They may not even remember that there are problems with you.
I hope so.
Then the door closes behind him because I have to use the sound effects. I mean, I got them for a reason.
Yep.
Your family was involved.
He's
I want to
gonna
use
snap.
one of my questions, my 2nd
Mhm.
question, to see if you actually remember if you were involved or not, just to add a bit of unnecessary drama. So I'll have you roll that one.
Alrighty. I'll keep it neutral just to keep it like there. He does remember. No. Yeah, he does remember, but he doesn't remember the exact details. He thinks over, leans against the wall. No. I remember I wasn't there. All I remember is thinking, getting back here with the people we found. Other than that, I don't remember anything else.
Right.
He's gonna look at them over, look at Samantha over, and then over at the skeletons. What if I did?
Samantha feels that, like, tightening sensation in her chest. Then we find out why.
Yeah, he kind of has 1,000 yards, kind of staring into the abyss look. And if my parents were involved, I want to know why.
She struggles with the conflicting emotions within her. Part of her wants to shriek and shout at you because in her mind, she's pegged you as guilty. But the part of her that was once thought of well enough to be an arbiter tells her to stay the fuck back, to calm down. In fact, we're going to roll a wisdom check on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll it against a 14. Her wisdom is +2. That's a 12. 21. We'll figure it out. And if it was you, or your family, we're going to make it right. We have to.
He'll nod at what she says, still kind of conflicted himself. He'll look over. I'm gonna go to my room. At this point, even if some people might remember, and they might come after me, and I don't want to get caught in the crossfire before we had the meeting.
True. I guess I'll hopefully see you in an hour.
Or at least you won't be alone. You look over at the skeletons as he's making his way to the door.
She'll never be alone. That's Creepy, can you stop looking at me like that? We don't have eyes. I'm gonna roll and see if Corvus remembers to make the mission, or is he suddenly like a stoner? Dave's not here, man. Let's see how this is. Does Corvus actually make the list? Yes, he in fact checks it twice. That's the and portion of it. Anybody in the audience want to roll a d4? I will take 2 d4s in total, and if only one person rolls it, one of us will roll the other, and if nobody rolls it, we will roll both. A 4. I will roll the other. A 3, dear God. Corvus brings us into the long room. It's not the room that we met in earlier, but it's another one of Enigma's chambers. There are like some stone columns, but I don't have stone columns. So these little black circles are going to have to do, because that's nice and mysterious. We'll just pretend they're stone columns. And our 2 skeleton buddies. Good, you're here, Corvus says. I compiled a list of 7 arbiters. Anybody in the audience want to throw out a character? A name, a class, an occupation, some sort of skill maybe that they're really good with, something that would make them an arbiter, which is essentially just a secret agent for the Pope.
Yeah.
Got nothing coming through, so we will go ahead and come up with them on our own. We need an archer, right? Someone for some ranged attacks. Literally Hawkeye. We can't just have a character named Hawkeye. Disney would sue us to oblivion.
Yeah.
This is
Eagle Eye.
Hey, I was going to say that. This is Eagle Eye. He's an archer. He doesn't wear a shirt despite the fact that it's cold. But honestly, he's got the abs to pull it off, so nobody questions it.
People think he's crazy. That's why nobody questions it.
You want to throw one out there, Jericho?
Let's see. There's an I would say a straight up fighter.
A straight up fighter. What kind of fighter are you thinking?
Yeah. I'm thinking sword and board.
Sword and board. Do I have a sword and board? Yes, I do. We were playing with him earlier. He's old, he's grizzled, but he's here.
A brown recluse.
What? Okay, pause. Brown Recluse is a scary name, but what is Brown Recluse? Why do they call this person Brown Recluse? Do they poison? Do they hide? Like, you know, assassinate?
They're just to be around and nobody wants to be around. Assassin.
Hand-to-hand combat assassin. Okay. This dude dabbing is definitely the homie Brown Recluse. We have a total of... We'll do 3, because I don't want to bog down the game with so many characters. What we'll do is we'll do 2 characters each, right? So that if we split apart, we have 2 characters with us to back or to talk. So we'll bring up 4 guys.
That works.
We have an archer, an assassin, and a sword and board character.
Yeah.
More knockoff Avengers.
more
Let's
knockoffs Avengers.
let's not have more knockoff Avengers. I don't think I have a mini to represent them. Oh, you know what? I got one. Another archer. But this is the dude that was creeping on us earlier.
Oh.
We said he was a scavenger and a thief, but he could also, I mean, you could be a, whatchamacallit, an avatar, apparently. That's what I wanted to call him. But you could be an arbiter. The last airbender.
I'm gonna make an a clarifying question. Does he remember?
Oh, that's even more of an interesting thing. Yes, does he remember?
I'll leave it neutral. Oh, that was almost a 6. So he does remember attacking you or attacking the main characters, Vaughn and Samantha, but because there's a but, he doesn't remember why.
Like, if he remembers you being attacked, but he doesn't remember why, maybe he would want to stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want your sword guy that you asked for?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll get Brown Recluse and Eagle Eye. So for a brief moment, as these squads are forming up, she walks over and she says, I'm Samantha the Songbringer. They glance at her weird. When did we get titles? We've always had titles. Deal with it. And you are? I'm Brown Recluse. He needs a more I'm Brown Recluse. That's all you need to know. Okay, and you? They say I strike like a raptor, eating from the distance when no one can see us. Many people say that I have the eyes of a hawk. They call me Eagle Eye.
Why did I know that you were gonna try to give him that sort of accent?
I don't know, what's the only one I could think of? I went John Redcorn. Well, these are my... I'm the highwayman.
Oh no.
Excuse me? I'm the highwayman. Corvus walks over, grabs the little man by his hat, and drags him out. Okay. Your two others stand with you. I will pass there.
All right. The soldier looks over to them. I'm gonna. My first question is that the same guard that met them before? No. Okay, so it's a different guard.
And. No, and.
No. What would be the and?
You've never met this arbiter before? New arbiter?
I'll say that. Yeah, he's the newest arbiter. He looks around. I guess this is my first mission here. Hello. I'm trained in close quarters combat. No magic, just soldier. Von looks at him over. Whoa, my name's Von. What about you? Oh, name, yeah, Andrew. Okay, Andrew. Welcome aboard. I can't say that I've seen you before, but the other archer looks over. I'm gonna just roll on a random name here because I really can't think of one on top of my head. My name is Sven. He looks over at them. It's like I've been seeing you around the cave for a couple of times, and it seems like you both are competent combatants. So are we gonna be told what the mission is, or are we just gonna be tossed out? Corvus moves over. I'm gonna roll to see if he tells everybody, since obviously Samantha and Vaughn already knows. Gonna lean through yes, so 2 dice. 4. Yes. The but is the fact that he's not gonna be clear of what's going on. He's not gonna say the fact that the snow is causing memory loss. This storm is having a magical effect on the entirety of our nation. And your mission is to find out what's causing it, prevent this storm from continuing on, so we are not buried in this frozen tundra. It's very straightforward from where the storms are coming. So my third question is going to be, are we gonna get some gear? And I'm just gonna roll it naturally. Yes. We're gonna send you with some gear. Obviously provisions for your travel. Some tents, some bed rolls, some rations, some money for each and every one of you so you can buy equipment heading there. Any and all equipment. If you can't find it in the store, if you can't find it in our armory or in our stocks, you can find it in the stores. Obviously, this is a mission of high priority. The entire nation rests on everybody's shoulders to try to figure out what is causing this and stopping it.
Do you have anything you can tell us? Samantha asks. Yeah, don't you think we should have a little more? Recluse says from the back.
I'm gonna roll for that. Does he have more information? I'm gonna leave it neutral. Yes, but so we know for a fact that some type of group has been involved. He looks over towards Vaughn and Samantha. We've also found out that there's some sort of rock, magical in nature. We are not sure if this is tied to the storms or not, but for some reason they are tied to the fact that the sky has been glowing, almost like an aurora. Not too sure how to do this to try to figure out who's been able to see it or not. Okay, yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it back. And Sven is one of the ones. So you mean that that new thing that's going on outside, the multicolor sky? Yeah, that's the very one. I suspect, and he points towards two skeletons. That they may be related to the necromancers that reports have talked about. And I'll pass.
Okay. The one I want to ask is, does the storm get worse the closer you get to
Ooh,
the
that's a good question.
to the ground zero, shall we say? I'm gonna lean that towards it's 5, so I don't have to do that. So he says one more thing. The closer you get to the center, to ground zero, the worse the storm gets. Take what you can to be warm. We don't know what lies at the heart of this ice. You may freeze over before you can even get an answer. Cool, so you're sending us to die. No. He's sending us to make sure no one else does. Do we have reports of the creatures from the night? Are they undead? Leaning towards likely. 6, intervention. I get the
Ooh, let's
second
go.
one. And let's roll the intervention, see what comes up for that. 5, regress the plot.
Oh,
Regression
no.
of it. Let's see. So far we know we have to get out towards the ice to get out there. Regression to make it a little bit more difficult for us. From what we know of, the creatures are getting stronger the closer you get to ground zero, but that does make me think. Ground zero has been cut off. The entirety of the area. The mountain, the ground has collapsed, making it near subterranean. Combine that with the ice, we don't know how difficult it would be to get there. I guess what we're saying that the regression of the plot is getting there is not going to be easy. Much worse, in fact. But yes, the creatures are undead.
Well, at least we know that. At least we know we don't have to deal with anything else but undead.
We don't know what kind of undead. There have been all kinds, Corvus says. Bodies that have reconstructed. Creatures we've never seen. And they be killed. Yes. But some of them we haven't succeeded in. But most of them have been killed.
So we know they're resilient.
Some go down in a few strikes, others keep walking. Do the more people that die join their ranks? No. When we lose a person to them, the body doesn't get back up, but it seems the pieces of it seem to be broken off, conjoining, making some sort of amalgamation of bodies, some sort of grotesque horror, some sort of thing. That sounds terrifying, Recluse says in the back. I like it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Daddy didn't love me. Same. I haven't been outside. Is it going to be dark soon? Not soon, but it is getting darker, Corvus says. You have about 4 hours left of daylight. If you're going to leave, I suggest you leave soon. Hit the storerooms and don't waste too much time. That's all I have for you. You're the last arbiters that we know of. If you fuck this up, there's no one else to send. Get going. The group is break out into the hallway. They move about. They find themselves within the storage room. I am going to ask the Oracle, while we are raiding the place, are there any fun magical items inside of there? I'm going to leave it neutral, because this is the Pope's castle. So is there a fun magical item in there? Yes, but we have to find it first. So we're going to roll perceptions. We'll make it against a 16. 16 perception to see if you find it.
All right.
My perception is +4. Hey, I actually have a pretty good chance on that. So +4,
Nice.
16.
Yeah, perception also +4. DC is 16, right?
Correct.
Nice. Nope. I don't
No,
find squat.
you do not find one. However, I do have one. Much like Alina Siegeman, I have returned. Yeah, it's a 115 reference from Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. Shout out to anybody who remembers that song. This is the Hero's Companion for Fantasy. It is a older game system, often overlooked. One of my favorites. The book to this, the one that like the hero system, is the size of a goddamn dictionary. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It is sitting on my shelf across the room. However, it has an interesting list of magical items, stuff that you don't normally see. Like, you got people always like flaming magic sword or like fucking bag of holding. Technically, all bags are bags of holding. Like, it is a bag that holds things. Come on. But this has some interesting one. My favorite is the silencing bell. Just you ring it and it literally kills all sound. But we're gonna go ahead and roll. And just I'm gonna pull up whatever number comes off of that. So I have the book right here. There are multiple magical items on it. I'm just gonna roll a d6, and that's what item I get. So here is my d6. It is a 1. I think that's the silencing bell, like no joke. This is a magic bell which absorbs sound rather than creating it. The bell will absorb sound in a 30-inch radius and will continue to do so until someone or something stops its ringing. The item makes it impossible to cast spells which require incantations. So as the group is fumbling around the items, give me that knife. Sure, I'll take that knife too. Yep, and this one. How many knives do you need? At least the 3 others on the top of that shelf. You're weird. Why did they bring you? He shrugs. As Samantha reaches for the final knife, she accidentally hits the handle of it and it drops a bell beside her. It hits the top of her head and she blinks out with "God damn it," but when it hits her, just. You say something? I thought I did. She picks it up.
What was that?
Hey, Jericho. You are a low-life piece of... Would really kill you if I had the... Fucking loser. Oh, I stopped ringing it. I think this bell steals sound. Quick, tell me what you've always thought of me. He doesn't shake the bell.
I'm gonna see if he notices. Let's see, because she just did that, so it might be maybe a DC 12. Would be a perception, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll a +4 to d20. DC would be 12 to see if he does. No, he does. Like he doesn't notice that she doesn't ring the bell. Well, I always thought you were sort of self-centered and uptight. Kind of bossy
Really?
too.
Well, he fucking got your number. And
Well,
here
you
I
didn't.
thought I was helping.
No,
Oh,
you do, yeah, but you know.
whatever. Me.
Hey, you asked me to.
I think this is a silencing bell. Well, would she know what a silencing bell is? Probably.
I would say, yeah, probably since they're arbiters, they might know a couple of enchanted items.
Intervention 1.
Ooh.
When they were training me for magic, they showed us how that these could be used to counter spells.
It might be useful.
She nods and pockets it. I will just pass there.
I'll ask the Oracle. Does he find something? It's not gonna be magical, but does he find something interesting? And I'm gonna lean it towards yes. So it's a 5. So yes, he does find something. What could it be? what does chat think? What would he find in an arbiter's storehouse?
Jesus. The first thought was
Ooh,
sure, you find a dead body. No, go with that. That's interesting. You find
yeah,
a
that
dead
is
body.
interesting.
I
All
don't know
right,
why that's useful to you. That's kind of scary.
that is kind of scary. But we kind of did establish already that somebody's trying to kill them. I'm gonna ask the question: is the buddy somebody they know?
Oh, that's a good one.
And is gonna lean towards yes. Let's go ahead and roll. Whoop. Oh, that's a 6.
Nice.
All right, so that's the second 6. So yes, it's somebody they know. In fact, is the person they were fighting before they left the first time. Or I'm leaning towards yes. That somebody else kill them and leave them there on purpose. Kill them. Okay, so the answer is 3. No. But Vaughn looks over. What the hell?
What the hell? What? Samantha asks, glancing back towards you.
He moves over. He moves over and grabs the guy's hand, and kind of lets the hand fall. There's a dead body in here.
Much like a bunch of high school people, they all just kind of turn over and start meandering.
He is going to grab the body and kind of pull him up.
Clarification, does Samantha recognize him?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, but he looks familiar.
Does Vaughn recognize him? Oh, he looks familiar, but I don't remember who he is.
I'll use
that-
my second clarification to see if that archer remembers him.
Hmm.
No, but also familiar. He just doesn't say anything.
He'll move him. He'll move him over, and then over the crates. I'll pass because that was my last question.
Okay, the first thing I want to ask, was this room locked when we got in here? Because a dead body in a locked room is different from a dead body in a room.
Yeah, an open room. Yeah.
No, the door wasn't locked, but what's the but to that? It was jammed. We had to force it open. In fact, that's why the weapon rack is right there. Like he was barricading himself in. What did you say? Did you say someone else killed him when you asked that question?
Yes. Yeah, that was a question. Is it apparent that somebody else killed him? The answer is no.
No, okay, it wasn't apparent.
Sorry, it was no but because it was
Hmm.
3. So the but was it wasn't clear that somebody has killed him, but obviously something did kill him. I'll go up on a limb and say that the wound that he had, if anybody remembers from the last episode, on the shoulder was patched up and bandaged.
Barricaded himself in here. But look at it right there. Someone tried taking care of him, or he tried taking care of himself. And he was hiding. The guards didn't say anything about it. They weren't even on alert when we got in.
No. They were just patrolling last I checked. He's gonna move over to the body and start checking his Vaughn is gonna move over to the body and start checking his pockets.
Gentleman's pockets had a dropped cards all over the ground. Gentleman's pockets had a belladonna eye drops, apparently. Eyeliner and skin lotion.
Skin lotion?
This guy cared about the way he looked.
He's gonna. I'm gonna ask the intervening question about Vaughn. Does he recognize this as part of a disguise kit?
That's a good question. I would lean that towards likely.
Yeah, especially the background that Vaughn has. No, he doesn't recognize. He doesn't recognize this part of a disguise kit, but he recognizes that they can be used as a disguise. Obviously, it's not the entire kit.
I will ask and see if anybody, that'll be my fourth question. Does anybody recognize that itself? It didn't want to roll. I'll lean that towards likely because we have homeboy Brown Recluse in the squad.
Yeah.
Yes, but look at this skin lotion. It's brown. In fact, he puts it on his hand. Changes the skin color a bit. Kind of like a theater actor. Why would a theater actor be in here? You're incredibly stupid.
Or not.
I feel like at this point, with him saying that's close, one of us would probably understand that.
Yeah, because Van is definitely trained in using his sky skit. He
Oh
looks
yeah,
at them over-
100%. You would know.
Yeah, he looks at them over and kind of his eyes kind of widen. Those are part of the sky skit.
Oh man. Okay, my final question. Samantha rubs the face of the body. Is the dead body
Ooh.
disguised? I'm gonna lean that towards likely because that's interesting. Here we
Yeah.
go. 2 5s. When she
Double
leans
yes.
when she leans down and wipes away the face, it changes. It comes off in her hand. This man's not who we think he is.
He'll lean over, grabbing like a piece of rag from one of the crates, and then he's gonna move over and start wiping the face off. I'll ask an intervening question. Last one for that. Do they recognize him after? Yes.
I'm passing because that was my 4th one. But real quick, I'm gonna waste my clarification right off the bat. Is it an arbiter that's dead?
Ooh.
Intervention.
Let's go.
I get all of them today.
Yep.
Be jealous. You had them all yesterday. I get them today. And then next time we'll split them in even,
Well,
like
yeah.
half.
Ooh, interesting.
So here's the intervention roll. Regress the plot. Again, why do we always regress the plot here? We're just regressives. We don't do forward thinking. Regression of the plot is one of these people isn't an arbiter. Just the easy one. Yeah, Meg says it too. The assassin is
Yeah.
disguised as one of our arbiters. The regression of the plot, is that for some reason none of us think of that. That seems the reason I'm hesitant to say that is because it just feels like it's gameplay over storytelling. Because like we would immediately think an arbiter's dead. One of us here has to be like something happened,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like bad writing to say that we don't recognize it. So the regression of the plot, here's what I'm going to say to try to make it make sense. The regression of the plot is everything points towards the new guy being, because nobody recognizes him, everything points to him being the fake assassin, but it's not him. So the regression is we assume it's him and we're going to blame him.
Yeah.
So the trail is completely cold at this particular moment. We think it's him. Son of a bitch. He was one of the people that trained me. Samantha looks up and immediately points towards your new guy, the one with the sword and the shield. You! Nobody here fucking knows you. But you're the one in charge. That was just my clarification question.
Yep. Von is gonna look over them and then looks over at the new guy, the soldier, Andrew. So Andrew's gonna look over to Samantha. So what do you mean? I've been trained here. I've seen all of you around. Look at I'm just a soldier. I'm not trained in assassination.
No, we don't know that. You're telling me they're training people while the world's freezing over?
Yeah. They just picked me up not so long ago.
No,
Me and a
you're
couple
wrong.
other people.
You're fucking lying. You are sus as shit. He is an imposter.
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for Vaughn. His intelligence is a 0, so it's just gonna be whatever it is. And I'm seeing about rolling higher than a 12. If he rolls under a 12, he's going to go with the assumption that everybody else is. He looks over at Samantha and then at the new guy. Look, we don't know if the assassin is in this room at this point. It would be a ballsy move for them to do that.
A ballsy move. He was been caught. What do you mean a ballsy move?
Problem is we don't know.
He didn't know that we'd be coming in here.
He starts thinking over. God damn it! Does Andrew try to flee? Because is he by the door?
I didn't put a door down, but I think with the way the layout of all the items are, the door being here is probably the best bet. I won't place it down, but that's probably where it should be.
All right, I'm going to just keep it neutral, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. He starts moving towards the door. Look, it wasn't me. You can ask any of the trainers. You can ask Corvus. You can ask Enigma. She was interviewing me.
What's the but as he moves? Because you said yes, he moves towards the door, but what's the but for that?
The question was he tries to flee? He was trying to flee? Is yes, but he's not pushing through people.
Then Samantha will step in the way, recognizing that he's trying to leave. Oh, no, you're not getting out of here. You're staying in here. Staying here with us. What are you, some kind of undead piece of shit? Turning on our country? Covering the world in some sort of deathly ice?
Look, it's not me. Look in my pockets, look in my backpack, look anywhere. It's not me. You can ask the trainers.
Does Brown Recluse believe him? I'm gonna roll for that real quick. No, he doesn't believe him, but he's not jumping to conclusions, because despite the fact that he's named after a crazy evil spider, he's an arbiter.
Yeah, he's more calm than that.
And then I'm gonna roll for Eagle Eye real quick.
All right.
Same thing. Eagle Eye's not jumping in.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for Sven. Does Sven jump in? Ooh, no. No, he doesn't jump in. Look, for all we know, Sven is the one interrupting now. For all we know, whatever whoever did this might be long gone, or worse. What we need to do is get the guard, get Corvus, and inform them that there is a killer inside the keep.
You're right. You are completely right. She grabs Andrew by, like, his cloak right at the front, the base by his, collar. We should take him right to Corvus. Get this settled right and quick.
Sven kind of looks around. Whoever, if he's the one doing this or whoever's doing this, clearly knows what they're doing. So let's grab our shit and go. He doesn't even wait. He walks out. Sven walks out the door. Vaughn looks over. Might as well just go to talk to Corvus. Shit.
Brown, you should bring the body. We shouldn't have touched it in the first place. That's how you contaminate an investigation. Assassins get away with something like that. How do you? I'm an arbiter. How are you, one? You seem to be inexperienced.
Ouch. Oh, deep cut.
My father was an arbiter. Makes sense. Come on, you little shit. She drags Andrew out of the room. And we will end there for the night. Interesting development. This did not go at all any way that I thought it would go. We go from being out in a frozen wilderness with skeletons to aurora borealises to people forgetting, and now to a reenactment of The Thing, which is always amazing. I love that movie. I love how this just went full Among Us. That's a lot of fun, and we even have a little cast to tear each other apart.
Oh,
done indeed. Some great questions from Meg tonight, really getting the creative juices flowing. Jericho out there throwing us some curveballs and getting us in completely new, interesting, fun twists. That was pretty good. Some of your questions were zingers today.
Nice, thank you.
And it was a lot of fun. Tomorrow we will be continuing the Ouroboros storyline, more of a pre-written story centering around the U.N.E, where Jericho portrays Rosen, and we are going to find out if Rosen can defend a town from a flood It is going to be heart-pounding, interesting, and maybe heartbreaking. Will everybody's favorite character, Tim, die? We don't know, but Barjob will be there. It'll be
Mm.
tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we hope to see you there. Until then, we'll be in other worlds.
See everybody tomorrow. Bye.